everyone, welcome back. I'm Daria if you're new to my channel, and today's practice is all about riding the waves of breath and linking the breath to the movement so that each movement that we take has an accompanying breath. This practice, I find, is a way to tap into a natural sense of balance, the natural ebb and the flow of the inhales and the exhales. So lots of fun spinal movements and a little bit of side body work today as well. All that you'll need for this class is yourself and some place to move. I seem to have lost my voice a bit, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me throughout. But whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started in Supta Baddha Konasana. So find your way down to lie on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and then let your knees fall open wide. You can relax the back of your head down and take one hand to your low belly and the other hand up to your heart space. And just take a moment to allow everything here to settle. Let your body surrender to gravity. Close your eyes if they're not. And imagine that you're made up of 1,000,000 tiny grains of sand that have been poured into a glass of water. And so slowly, gradually, one little grain at a time, everything is settling, grounding, rooting toward the earth. Take a moment to check in with yourself. Ask genuinely how you're doing today. Starting with the physical body, noticing spaces of tension, acknowledging them, and without trying to fix or change anything right away, just breathing there. Begin to spread your breath more thoroughly through your body and feel as the breath moves beneath your hands so that it fills up your full torso from the low belly where one hand is all the way up to the heart space where your other hand is. And you can take a sigh if you need one, a big exhale out of your mouth to clear tension and to further encourage dropping anything that happened so far in your day so that we can start with a fresh, clean slate here on the mat. And you can imagine as you exhale, it's like you're clearing dust away from a glass surface so that you can see more clearly once the dust has gone. Start to bring in Ujjayi Pranayama, breathing in and out through your nose. And feel the waves of breath as they move through your body. Eyes now can blink softly open or keep them closed if you prefer. Take your hands to your outer thighs and softly close your knees back together. Step the feet about hips distance apart and walk your heels in a little closer towards your sitting bones. As you inhale, press through all four corners of your feet. Lift your pelvis up toward the sky, bridging the hips, and stretch your arms all the way back over your ears. And then exhale to slowly roll back down. One vertebra at a time returns to the earth. Again, big inhalation, lift the pelvis, reach your arms all the way up overhead, and exhale, slowly roll back down. Let's do two more. Breathe in, feel your hips rise. Press your heels down and forward as the arms lift. And then exhale, glide your hands back down beside you as the spine lowers to the earth. One more time, big full inhalation. And a deep exhalation. Walk your feet like half of a footprint more forward. Reach your arms forward and spin your palms up to face the sky. Take a breath in to prepare. On your exhale, activate your core. Tuck your chin a little towards your chest and then start to roll all the way up to a seat. Using your core strength and try to go as slow and steady as you can for 5, 4, like your fingers are being pulled forward. Last 2, 1. Breathe in at the top. Exhale, we'll roll back down. Super slow and controlled. The belly button is being pulled back toward your spine. Try to keep your big toes down. For 5. For 4. 3. Feel the core working. 2. Shoulder blades still float. 1. Release the shoulders and the head down. Take a breath in. Breathe out. We roll up. Tuck your chin a little towards your chest, but keep a small bit of space there, like there's an orange or something about that size between the chin and the chest. Hug belly button to spine. Fingers are magnetized to the top of the mat. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Cross your ankles, roll over the shins, plant your palms, step your feet back, and then we'll press right away into downward facing dog. So spread your fingers wide, press all 10 finger pads deeply down into the earth, and then lift through your spine so that your tailbone stretches toward the sky. Allow your sitting bones to widen, stretch away from each other. And the same with the shoulder blades, create more broadness in the space between the shoulders. Hug your forearms a little together to encourage the biceps to wrap forward and the triceps to spin back. And especially in this first downward facing dog of your practice, play with keeping the knees bent. This might be a little bit bent, or maybe they're deeply bent. We're prioritizing lengthening the spine, and then spread breath through any sticky spots. And become aware of any kinks in the spine or in the back lines of your legs. Feel free to sway, bend the knees, any movement that you like as always. Take your gaze forward to the top of your mat. And let's step the feet forward. You can take little baby steps, 1 foot at a time, activate the core, and then bring the toes behind the wrists, fold into ragdoll. Bend your knees a lot. Relax the belly and the chest to your thighs, and create a little sway side to side. Grab opposite elbows. Let this feel like you're just swaying back and forth in a really gentle breeze. Drop your head, and then switch so that the other arm is forward. Switch the grip. Feel more space being created into your side waistlines between all your ribs. And then release the grip of the elbows. Bring your fingers to interlace at the base of your spine. If it's possible, press the heels of your hands together. And then let's take an inhale to a halfway lift. So the heart reaches forward as your knuckles go back. On your exhale, the knees can bend, drop the chest, crown of head reaches for your toes, and then the arms are reaching all the way up and over. Good. Release the grip of your hands, fingertips down in front of your toes. Let's draw the feet together to touch. Keep a little bend in your knees and roll up to stand, 1 vertebra at a time. Stack the spine, belly button stays pressing back. Let the head lift, let the gaze lift, and then soften your shoulders down your back. Breathe in, circle your fingertips out wide and then all the way up overhead. Let your gaze follow your thumbs. As you exhale, bring your palms to meet at heart center and soften your eyes. Feel for a moment the connections between your 2 hands pressing into one another, and all the connections between your 2 feet and the earth beneath you. Allow this touch to anchor you. Find your breath again, deep and full, filling up the full body. And now, set an intention for your practice today. It might be something as simple as creating more space in the body, connecting more with your internal awareness, maybe relieving some stress, or practicing riding the waves of the breath, allowing each movement to be motivated by an inhalation or an exhalation. Blink your eyes softly open and float your palms down beside you. And we'll start with a few rounds of Sun A. Inhale, circle the fingertips out to the side, reach all the way up overhead. As you exhale, either swan dive or palms through heart center to come forward. Wherever you are, try to keep the spine long. Breathe in, halfway lift, stretch evenly forward through the crown of your head and back through your tailbone. Then as you exhale, plant your palms, step back, plank. Options here. You can stay up on the palms and the toes and lower to chaturanga, or lower the knees, the chest, and the chin, creating arches through your spine as you lower down. From here, untuck the toes, breathe in, upward facing dog or cobra, and breathe out, press back, downward facing dog. Drive thumbs and index fingers straight down and forward. Take 2 steady fluid breaths. Inhale, create buoyancy here, almost like you're being pulled up and away from the earth, from the tip of your tailbone. And on the exhale, feel like your hands and your feet are dragging you down like anchors. One more time, feel that even balance, the lift and the rooting. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat, toes to touch. Breathe in, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, root the toes, rise all the way up to stand. And exhale, palms to heart center. One breath in here. Breathe out, just feel. Again, inhale, fingertips float to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep a micro bend in your knees as you go down. Breathe in, halfway lift, shift weight into your toes. Exhale, plant your palms, step or float back to plank, and lower your version, chaturanga, or you can take the 8-point vinyasa, knees, chest, and chin. Untuck toes, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, right back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Feel the breath creating more space. Then breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, step or float, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Root firmly to rise up. Fingertips buoyantly to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. Take a breath here. Last time, inhale, look up, reach up, lengthen your waistlines. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how even if you're relatively still and steady in this posture, the breath creates a continuous flow, a lengthening that is infinite. And let's practice connecting breath and riding the waves of breath with a few spinal waves here. Breathe in, lift your heels, firm the fronts of your thighs, then get hollow from the low belly to the middle belly. Pull your ribs together. We're starting to shift forward to a high plank. Energetically press the earth away from you between the palms. Once you come forward, right away on your exhale, from the tip of your tailbone, it's like you're being dragged back, sequentially arching the low back, the middle back, and the upper back, arching or contracting. And finally, press the heart back to your thighs, downward facing dog. Again, slow, deliberate waves. Breathe in. Try to feel as though your body is literally a wave. Hollow the low belly, the middle belly. Press the heart through the shoulder blades to the sky. And then on your exhale, micro bend the knees and the elbows. Tilt your sitting bones high to the sky and press straight back into downward facing dog. A couple more times. Now ride your own breath. So take a full inhalation to shift forward and a full exhalation to go back. And this will be different for everyone, the length of the breath. One more round of breath wherever you are. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to go back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, lift your heels, round through the core, and we'll come all the way forward to high plank. Then start to lower your pelvis toward the earth. Keep spinning the biceps forward, wrap your triceps back, lift through the low belly. Then squeeze your shoulder blades together as you find your way into an upward facing dog with the toes tucked. Take a breath in here, lift up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, start to go back, downward facing dog, leading with the hips, dragging all the way up and back. A little bit different this time. Same way to start. Breathe in, come forward, high plank. As you exhale, sink your pelvis low, activate the lower belly, lift your pelvic floor up to your heart, and then draw the shoulder blades together. Stretch up through the crown of your head. Now, start to press more into your left toes and float your right toes away from the mat. Take a big inhalation here. On your exhale, press down, round your spine, draw your right knee to your chest, chin, nose, or forehead. And then look forward, step forward, right foot, right thumb. As you inhale, press into both feet, rise up, high crescent lunge. As you exhale, settle down into the feet. Let's take the hands to prayer and then bring them to the back of your skull, pressing the thumb side of the hands into your head and the head back into your hands. And then as you do this, as you create this tug of war, feel also the tug of war between the tailbone stretching toward the earth and the crown of the head stretching toward the sky. Draw the low belly in and draw the ribs to touch, ribs together. Good, inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Spin to face the long edge of your mat, align your feet, and then reach your arms wide to the sides. Take a couple moments, settle into your foundation. Spin your torso to face fully sideways. So if you notice that your heart's a little bit forward, see if you can revolve even more. Sink deeply into your front leg while pressing firmly into your outer left foot. Let's take fluid motion here. On your inhalation, reverse the warrior. Left palm drops down to the back of your thigh. Right arm stretches all the way up to the sky and then back. And then exhale, we swim forward with the arms. Stay strong in the core. Bring right elbow to right thigh and left arm all the way over your ear. Plug your shoulder into your body. Again, inhale, cartwheel your arms. Left arm back, right arm to the sky. Exhale, both fingers reach forward. Stay firmly rooted in your feet. Right elbow, right thigh. Left arm over your ear. One more time. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, swim through center to find your way into extended side angle. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, both palms circle down to the mat. Plant them. Option for a regular chaturanga or Ekapada chaturanga. Float the right foot away from the mat, lower halfway. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Hips glide high. On your next inhalation, lift your heels, ripple forward, high plank. Take an exhale to softly melt the pelvis down toward the earth, but then firm the fronts of your thighs. Lift the low belly, broaden your collarbones, reach your heart forward, lift the crown of your head. Then press into right toes. Float your left toes away from the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press down. Round your spine. Super contracted core. Left knee to chin, chest, nose, or forehead. Gaze down between your thumbs and step left foot to left thumb. As you inhale, rise, fingertips up, high crescent lunge. Exhale just to settle. Hands to prayer, bend your elbows and bring the thumb side of the hands to the back of your head. Lift the low belly, lift the pelvic floor. Magnetize your elbows in so the shoulders are broadening. And take a few breaths here. Create buoyancy in the torso. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Back heel pivots down. Arms widen. See if you can find an even press into both feet. Scoop the left sitting bone a little underneath of you. Take the gaze forward over the left fingertips and let the gaze soften. Notice when you soften the gaze, how you might be able to soften tension elsewhere in the body where you don't necessarily need to be holding right now. Riding breath, breathe in. Left arm to the sky, reverse warrior. Breathe out, arms circle forward. Take the left elbow to the left thigh and the right arm all the way up over your ear. Avoid placing too much weight down to the left elbow. Stay lifted in the side waistlines. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, swim forward. Both hands forward, belly button hugs the spine. Left elbow, left thigh. Right arm over your ear. Shoulder draws down your back. One more inhale. And exhale, extended side angle. Take a breath in here to grow even longer. And then exhale, both palms plant to the mat. See how softly you can pick up the left foot and either step it back to the plank or keep it floating. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in through your nose. Take a big sigh out of your mouth to let all of that go. One more time. Full inhalation, like you're filling your body up with water. On the exhale, let all the water rinse through, clearing, eroding tension. Let's go again, this time adding on a little bit. Inhale, lift your heels, round forward, high plank. Exhale, spiral the biceps forward, triceps back as you soften your pelvis toward the mat. Then lift your heart, lift your head. Breathe in, press into the left toes, right toes hover. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Then as softly as possible, keep your hips high, keep your press firm between your palms, step your right foot all the way through and down. Inhale, high crescent lunge. This time let's flow here too. So as you exhale, torso comes down, fingertips reach back, heart reaches forward. Inhale, rise up, pelvis sinks. Exhale, heart stretches forward, fingertips glide back, hug belly button to spine. One more time, breathe in. On your exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Let the movement last as long as the breath does. Exhale, arms circle forward, right elbow, right thigh, left arm to the sky. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Take your time with this. Use the pace of your own breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time stay in extended side angle. Take your gaze down towards your right toes. Left arm can go back up to the sky. We'll launch forward. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Right fingertips can come down to the mat, maybe to a block. Then stack the left hip over the right. Spin your torso to the left long edge of your mat. Feel all the calibrations as you find your balance and try to stay fluid through these fluctuations without becoming attached to any outcome. Last couple breaths here. If there's any variation that you'd like to play with, you're welcome to. I am playing with the Chapasana variation, bending the knee, grabbing for the top of the foot, and then stretching out, kicking back. Last 2 breaths. Steady the focus. Gentle release. Step your left foot all the way back to Warrior 2. Soft transition. If you can, take a breath in, expand through your fingertips. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step or float the right foot back and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your heels, wash forward to plank. Exhale, slowly, softly, the pelvis sinks, the heart lifts. Breathe in, press right toes down, hover the left toes. Breathe out, knee to nose. Step forward. Inhale, high crescent lunge, fingertips rise. Exhale, bow forward, heart to the top, fingertips to the back, shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale, rise. Exhale, shift forward. One more time, dig down, both of your big toe mounds, reach your fingertips up. And exhale, Warrior 2, open the arms. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the left arm all the way up and back. Exhale, circle the arms forward. Left elbow, left thigh, right arm to the sky, gaze up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. How fluid and soft can you stay through this movement? Inhale, never let the movement stop. Exhale. From your extended side angle, gaze down towards your left toes. Step your left fingertips to the mat or to a block. Launch forward, half moon. Spin your torso toward the long edge of the mat as right hip stacks over the left. Spread your right toes and see if you can lift the leg just a little higher than you think you can. If you took any variations on the first side, go ahead and find those now on the second side. Maybe you bend the knee, find a connection between hand and foot, and then kick your foot into your hand as you continue to arc your heart forward. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, softly as possible. Bend your left knee deeply, stretch your right toes back behind you, and find your way back into Warrior 2. Breathe in here. Exhale, palms to the mat. Left foot steps back or floats, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh. Let go of some heat. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Softly land both of your knees down to the mat, and then bring your fingertips back in front of your knees. Let's come up to standing on the knees. Take an inhale, circle your fingertips out wide to the side, and then lift the palms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands to your sacrum. The fingertips can point down or up, whatever's feeling good for you. Just try to kind of snuggle your shoulder blades together behind you. The toes can stay untucked, or if you prefer to tuck them, go for it. We're moving into Camel Ustrasana. So first, feel a hugging in of your inner thighs. Press straight down through your shins, and then lift your pelvic floor. Notice as you lift your pelvic floor, you create a little more space in the front of your torso for the breath to move up to your heart. Stretch your waistlines. And then slowly, gradually, as it becomes necessary, you start to lift your gaze toward the sky. Press your pelvis to your hands, but then press your hands back into your pelvis. So we're moving evenly forward and back. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you start to glide a little deeper into the back bend. Staying out of any crunching in the low back, you can reach for the heels. And maybe if you have the hands to the heels, stretch one arm all the way up to the sky, gaze back, press the hips forward. And switch, other hand down, reach for the sky, lift the low belly, lift the pelvic floor. If hands were to heels, let's all come back. Hands to the low back, press into it, rise back up. Slowly sink your hips down to your heels. Close your eyes here. Palms can face either up or down on your thighs. Take a moment where all you have to do is observe your breath. And try to feel every part of the breath. Feel the very beginning as you start to breathe in through your nostrils. Feel the little pause at the top of your inhalation. Feel the full exhale and feel the effects of the exhale. And then the little pause at the end of each breath cycle. Try to feel like there's a perfect balance between your inhales and your exhales, imagining that if the breath were waves, the waves would be exactly the same height and they would have the same texture and quality. Blink your eyes open. Let's find our way down to a seat. Swing your legs forward to the top of your mat. Step your hands back behind you. Fingertips can point either towards you or away from you, whatever feels good. Root your right foot down and then take figure 4, left ankle hooks outside of the right thigh. For less intensity, walk your right foot a little more forward. For more intensity, more stretch into the left hip, you can pull the heel closer towards your sitting bone. Keep your chest lifted, like you're reaching your heart towards your front shin, and actively flex your left toes. Let the breath get even sweeter and steadier and smoother. Two more breaths. You can stay here or press into your hands and your right foot. Bridge your hips up toward the sky, and then maybe lean your head all the way back, opening the throat. If you're in the reverse tabletop, slowly lower your sitting bones to the mat and then lift your head. Everyone, unthread the left leg, and then we'll hook the right ankle outside of the left thigh. Find the space where you are feeling the sensation, but let the sensation be something that has flow, that's able to flow. It's not so rigid that it's totally stuck and no breath can permeate. Last 2 breaths, stay or press into what's connected to the mat. Lift your hips up. Gaze can go back if it's comfortable. Softly lower back to the mat if you lifted. And you can come out of the figure 4 when you're ready. Step your feet forward to the top of your mat. Reach your fingertips forward, and then just like we did at the top of the practice, slowly roll down to lie on your back. Use the core strength. Take a little pause in the spot that you don't want to feel, in the spot where you feel like the deepest sense of activation, or maybe your core is shaking a little. Just pause there. And slowly release for 3, for 2, and 1. Drop your head. Lift your feet up toward the sky, stacking the ankles over the hips. And then lift your arms to the sky too, but keep dropping your shoulders down into the mat so the wrists float over the shoulders. You can just softly start to shake everything. Shake out the hands, shake out the feet and the ankles, and then let that shaking get a little more vigorous, like there's a storm that's coming. And then shake a little harder and a little faster so that it's like the storm is happening, like a big thunderstorm through your whole body. Everything's chaotic and going like crazy. And then let the storm get a little bit worse, a little harder, a little faster. Shake, 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 shake. And then let it stop. Keep floating the hands and the legs up to the sky. And feel the release through the arms and the legs. All these tingly, buzzy sensations. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Pull your knees into your chest. Take an inhale to squeeze into a hug. And an exhale, Savasana, like the calm after the storm. Toes to the corners of the mat. Drop your head and drop everything. You can let go of any control over the breath, but let it find its way back to a completely natural ebb and flow. Imagine that you're lying on a sandy beach, and all you have to do is just sink and settle into the sand beneath you. Let gravity have all your muscles, all your bones. Just rest. You can keep resting if you like. Otherwise, find that deep, full breath again. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. And let the soothing quality, the ocean waves of your breath, start to wake you back up, bringing you back to your physical sensations. And begin to gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. On your next inhale, stretch out, arms back, toes forward. Try to elongate your spine as much as possible. And when you exhale, gently roll to fetal pose like you're being washed by a wave onto your side. And then press down, rise up to a seat. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Stay inside. Sitting bones anchor, crown of the head lifts, palms face either up or down on your thighs. And take a moment now just to notice the effects of your practice. And do another check-in physically. Check in with the breath. And check in with your overall state. Does this practice of riding the waves of breath, of following the ebb and the flow, the effort and the ease, allow you to feel more of a sense of overall balance, overall wellness? Bring your palms to meet at heart center. Connect one more time with the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then either carry that intention with you into the rest of your day, or now create another intention for yourself that you can move into the day or the night with. And what would you like to create? Carrying this with you, bring your thumbs to your third eye and bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this wavy practice with me. I hope you're feeling balanced internally. I hope that you enjoy this way of moving. This is one of my favorite ways of moving. The spinal waves are maybe my most favorite movement of all time. So leave me a comment below. Let me know how the practice went for you and how you're feeling. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below as well. That really supports me. And I hope you're doing really well. Have a great day or night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.